Alright, welcome back for some more easy blues harmonica. Now, I woke up this morning, checked out YouTube, and there's been new batting tracks from Petti Music Studios. So this one's called Locomotive Jam Band guitar backing track in D Mixolydian, and I thought that'll be fun for us to play on our C harmonica. So grab your C harp. Now, I have played through this one once, and I'm probably going to put that up as a bit of an outtake so you can sort of hear how I sort of explored this track. Listen to it a couple of times, and realistically what I wanted to sort of do is not really use theory on it. Like if you look on the screen while it's playing, it tells you the chords and everything. But basically the backing track is sort of like a vamp in D. You'll hear the chords sort of change, and it's got a little bit of a change to it. Then it just comes back to vamping along in D. So this is the sort of thing that I play a lot sort of solo. So I thought, cool, this will be fun. Now with experimentation, we've worked ourselves out the vamp that we want to use for this, which is... Now what that is it's a tongue block split, so it's hole 1 and hole 4, with your tongue covering the holes in the middle. So move your tongue around till you only hear the 2 holes. If you can't do that, just use hole 4. Or hole 1. Go back and forth between them. Alright, so that's one part of our song. The next part of our song is basically the blues scale, starting on 4 draw. Cool. So that's basically the format that we're sort of going to use for the song. So we're going to have a bit of a vamp. Now the other things that we're listening to is, because this track changes, we want to have a listen to the guitar and the bass and hear how they sort of move through the song. So right at the start of this backing track, it sort of goes through all the options, and then we're going to put on our little bits of vamps and things. I probably won't play the entire way through the backing track. You can check that out on the outtakes video, mainly because YouTube's decided that it's going to put adverts in the middle of songs now, which is really annoying. This is less than 10 minutes. It shouldn't have an ad in the middle, and yeah, we ran into 2 last time. So we'll see how we go this time. Good old YouTube. I put it on my partner's account that's got no ads. All right. But it's cool. Let's have a listen. Yeah. Petti Music Studios is always inspiring. Now listen to the guitar and hear how it goes. This is the first part of the song. Nice. Just listen to that back track. Now the changes come. So we just want to keep an ear out for the change, so that when it comes we can do something a little bit different. So we haven't come to change it. It hasn't changed yet, you'll hear it. It's obvious. And the band will signal it too, so you won't be surprised. There it is. Nice. So there are 2 bits we're listening for. Okay, so let's put our vamp into it. And that works all the way through. You don't have to change that when the music changes. You can just keep going. Having said that, let's get ready to do some changes. to the end there. That can't have been 10 minutes. No, it was only on the recording for a bit. Okay, interesting. So we've got our vamp and what we sort of want to play. So 2 parts to the song. And then our solo. I'll play it slower. So a 4 draw. Same again. Now it doesn't really matter what I play, like I said, it's the scale and I'm just adding in a few extra notes, a few repeats, so it fits the rhythm of the melody. So we've got our vamp. Now when it plays the B section, all we need to sort of do is so we're just using our blues scale, but we're not going as far up and down. So I'm going to try and repeat this from the start. Maybe I didn't get all the way back to the start. Alright, so we're going to vamp. Now I'm going to vamp and listen to the song. Actually, I'm going to stop there. Cool, because what I want to explain what I'm doing. So I'm listening to the backing, and I can hear it sort of goes through like a little bit of a vamp. Then we've got that movement in the guitars. So I'm doing the vamp. When the guitar movement starts, I want to sort of be doing my my blues scale. Now, if it goes to the change, that's good because I'm already in the blues scale and I can just slow down that melody that I'm doing and only go halfway up and down. So like instead of going, instead of doing that pattern, I can just do. So there's 2 melodies that I'm using and a vamp. How long does it take me to work this out? So I've sort of been fiddling around with this for about like sort of half an hour. So yeah, cool. So I'm going to start the track again because I'm a little bit out in like when I'm playing my vamp and when I'm playing. So I'm just going to vamp over the top for the first time so I can hear where the guitars come through. Then the next time when the guitar change comes in, I'm going to do my melody. So we go back to the start, hope for no ads, press play. Cool, that was pretty much how I want to. It was a little bit out in the middle there with like getting the backing track, but when I felt like I was out with the band, just sort of vamp more like. Cool. So this thing's pretty fast, but you don't have to go like all over the place. Like, you don't have to go super quick. Sometimes too, like when things are like really fast, slow, long notes can sound sort of good, which is like in that change part, I like to sort of go. That's a bend. It's the same again. That's the unbent note, so it's. I'll do that meow sound too much. Pussycat will come along. Cool. So I might just run through that again, because I like it. I liked that last one. So, hope that was fun. It was fun for me. Hope it was fun for you. Get out there and have some fun. Alright, and welcome back for some more easy blues harmonica. So I woke up this morning, jumped on YouTube, and there was some new backing tracks by Petti Music Studios. So there's this one called Locomotive Jam Band guitar backing track in D Mixolydian. And I thought to myself, that could be fun for us to play. So what I did is I've listened through the backing track twice, actually had it playing while I was having my shower, and I've just come downstairs into the music room. We've grabbed our C harmonica and we're ready to sort of have a go. So what I want to sort of try and use for this is third position on our C harmonica, so we're going to play in D, and we're going to use the blues scale, which starts on 4 draw. Now you can also use the blues scale in the lower octave, like from 4 draw down. Really deep, dark sounding. Got to be able to like, do your bends though, like. That was bad. That was better. Okay, so it can sometimes be a little bit tricky in that lower octave, but we'll see how we go. Now, the main thing with this sort of song from like listening through it is it's pretty much just like sort of a vamp in D. It's got a bit of a change and it comes back. Now, it does describe exactly what chords and things are used on the screen, but I'm being slack and lazy, so I'm just going to play it by ear. So that's why I listened through to the backing track so I could sort of hear how it goes. So let's kick it off so we can hear it together. Haven't tried to play any half tones yet. See, it's cool. Alright, so we just sit and listen. So listen to the bass. We've got our notes. Ba, 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 ba. So that's how it vamps. It just goes along like this all the time. Ba, 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 ba. Cool, so you've got to get into that sort of feeling. So we'll just let it play in the background for just a little bit. Nice. Now the change should come sort of soon. Here we go, here's our change. Da, da. Then we just vamp along on that beat. And that's the song. Now we could count it and work out when it changes and all that sort of stuff, but we're just going to listen. Here we go. Here it goes. Ba, 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 ba. Nice. So we just listen to our backing track. They're our cues, so we know where we are. Alright, so what can we play on this? I haven't even tried to play anything yet. Now, usually like an easy one to hit is just like 1 and 4 draw tongue box splits. So we're going to try a few of those, although it feels like we might be coming up with a change. There we go.
Welcome back to the
Really?
office plan.
I'm going to
No,
keep
it's
it
just
live.
allowed the message way over
Now,
Jones.
in the history, YouTube used to
Let's
not
see if
put
we can-
ads in music. Does those sort of things to it. Actually, we'll take that as an opportunity to refine. Well, we might be able to get all the way through without another ad. So you can tell this is live. Alright, so what am I going to do? I want to just put some notes. I want to put my blues scale over this backing track and just see how it sounds. So, first off, so it's just 4 draw, like 4 blow, 4 draw. Splits. Cool, so we'll just look at something simple already. We're going to go. And you can keep that in time with the backing track. Right. Now I want to work on that change. So I'm just going to use all the notes. Easy. Right, so I'm thinking I want to use that big fat chord sound. That's my tongue block split. Pretty nice. I've got that little vampy sort of da 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 da. Harmonica's really just auto-tuned for my singing. Like I sing it first and then I play it. So. Now the song's just vamping along a lot here. That has a lot of chord movement changes. So I probably want to add some melody and things into that. It just gets a bit too much with that. But we're back to the part 1 now where you can hear our bum ba da bum bum bum. just got like a little scale up and down. Let's do some sort of solo. So we're just going to use our scale, but it feels fast. Let's go long, slow held notes. We'll get a bit of a vamp. Another ad, my God.
I'm a flawed, experimenting person.
Well, at least you can skip them. I might make this like B reels for that later. Alright, but it's good though, we're establishing things. So we've got our vamp. Got a bit of a solo. Let's try down. That's out of key. Starting the blues stuff. Establish that vampy pattern, run up the scale, run down the scale. It fades out. Okay, that was interesting.
Marianne.
Lots of advertising. All right, I'm going to keep this one as a B-reel because this is my first time running through that song. And what I was able to basically establish is so I just got that nice little vamp, that 1/4 tongue block, split, draw, blow. That's with my tongue on the harmonica all the time. I can take it off just to get a bit more percussive-y sort of sound. So once I've got that little vamp established, my melody is and that's just a blues scale. And I just move out a few little notes, go back and forth in the scale, so I get like a nice little melody sort of sound. So. Cool. All right. Let's try it again and put one up for the debut. Hey, if you watch this one, thanks for watching. Get out there, have some fun.